as we gathered in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail. I think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed from our school days? They have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these great men, my love for this dear land. So when Auric called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts will be with you. And I'll write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
Hail, hail, and welcome to HomeBhoys Mobile, I suppose you can call this, or HomeBhoys Xtra.
On the road.
HomeBhoys on the road.
We're
not really on the road.
On the road again.
On the road again.
HomeBhoys Woolly Faces.
HomeBhoys Woolly Faces. We're here, we're in Mulligans pub on Poolbeg Street Dublin, near Harper Street. It is myself, Joe McKenna, the Grey and White Raiders, flew in this morning.
Hello.
David Harper met me on the bus.
Flew in this morning.
Jason Higgins has been on the road. Well, Jason Higgins is always on the road, man. He's been on the road since yesterday.
And on the road again.
Yesterday morning, had a run in with the cops and then Johnny Mackay had her running with the probies.
You could say that.
So should we introduce everybody else around the table?
Yeah, I think you should.
We have the girl who's probably the girl whose name we've mentioned the most in the Homeboys.
By you.
By you? I don't want you can have her. I don't want you can have her. Lisa Miller is here.
Hello.
And this time I've remembered to say hello only once.
You have.
Right? So what are you doing in town at the minute? What's your plan for the weekend?
Just to celebrate the centenary of the Rising, enjoy myself as much as I can.
I was 100% hoping you were going to say, for this?
Well, for this, of
This
course.
this
For
table.
you, Joe. For
This
you.
table. With these
For you.
esteemed gentlemen, you know what I mean?
This is the highlight, Joe. This is the highlight.
Vast barrels of knowledge in
She's
this room.
a fellow Wishatonian.
Yeah.
Wishingtonian. And good company, there's loads of them here this weekend, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Plenty.
Crawl up.
Haven with them.
It's not downhill for you.
Falling around museum upon museum. How else at the table? Who we got in the corner?
Peter from Game of Thrones.
Peter from Game of Thrones.
No, he actually is from Game
Is he?
of Thrones. Yeah.
Extras, bad.
Extras an extra on Game of Thrones.
My mate was an extra on Game of Thrones,
One of my
My
mates.
mate was an extra on Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. I think he had one
One of my
line at the
mates.
start of one of the episodes and then he got killed.
My mate Muzz is in the next season. Barry Murray for Drogheda.
Yeah.
Big shoes, long.
How am I not in the Game of Thrones with a beard like this?
It's a classic
I
period.
fucking. I'm trying to
You're
drag.
definitely a Jon Snow soldier. Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
I mean,
You
fucking.
don't have that beard past Wednesday anyway.
I'm not shaving it off for a job interview.
No?
No, I'm not. Right. Anyway, and the man who thankfully is still with us today.
Luckily.
Almost got carried away in the boot of a high-ace van up into the Wicklow Hills, buried beneath a big oak tree, and told to be forgotten about. Johnny Mackay,
What are we doing?
the lunatic of Lancashire.
I thought Johnny would be taller. That's the first time I met Johnny.
You've met Johnny before, no?
No, we didn't before. I thought he'd be taller.
Powerful things come in small packages. So, of course, we have on the end
Mick Sheehan from Tipperary, like Danbreen.
Shane Tipperary. Oh, you Mick?
Can we get
I'm good.
Can you give us a Galty Mountain Boy to sign it?
I will after another 7
There
ready
you
points.
go.
That's my favourite Rebel song of all time.
And here we have the man himself, Connor.
Oh.
Seems to get drunk, Paul, according to you, and forget what
fall
happens.
over. And,
Can I just clarify a few things? I walked into this pub and some of these fucking idiots were drinking Coca-Cola and Iron Brew. that's gladly been rectified.
Wow. Did you come in and just lay down the line?
I just help them. Simple
He
as
did,
that.
I can tell.
Right, so what are we going to talk about in this podcast? Oh, sorry, Harper. I already said Harper,
No,
didn't
you
I?
didn't.
Did I?
The Reverend stuff.
Reverend David Harper. So, we'll tell Johnny's story first, because that's probably the most interesting part of the day.
Yep.
Johnny, do you want to tell it, or will I?
Johnny, tell the boys what happened when you went to the toilet.
He almost got blown away.
Well, he was in the George last night in Dublin.
Tell them what happened.
lads.
I'll tell you what happened. I walked into the bar, right, and Johnny was the first guy I seen, and he was like, "What's the crack?" He shook my hand. He looked a bit weight, and he's like, "There's fucking lads in the toilet." I was like, "That's where lads go." And he says, "There's lads in the toilet. They got masks and fucking bags and shit." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "We've walked into a fucking gangland hit here."
Heist.
I was like, "Bally's." He goes, "Go and check it out." I was like, "Just fucking told me there's guys in the toilets with bags and balaclavas." You're like, "Go on in and see what they want." I was like, "Fuck that."
That was like your mum dash house when you were younger.
Go on in there and give me a Belfast charm to him, maybe see what happens. So next thing, I went in to see Jason, then I walked in the toilet to go to the toilet. Harper had already been in there, and there was, in fact, 2 guys.
It was 2
Dressed
guys.
totally in
But
black.
the man's got shades on, he's got the black braid, but he's got the scarf over his face, and I thought, they're using the 1916 as a cover here. Do you know what I mean? They're getting their guns out the back. That's kind of the same as Johnny. I mean, they've got to pull a heist in the pub. I'm thinking to myself, they might have picked a busier pub. There's no one more takings in here today. This place is empty.
That's another leaving on a piss.
That's the thing he told me. I went down, he went down.
Everything just went through.
I've been very watching my horns. Great to you guys.
Check it out here. Doesn't like an audience.
then next thing I'm sitting there getting a pint and Johnny's like, "Jason, you need to come see this." I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Come in the toilet." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" Next thing I've walked over towards him and these 2 guys have walked out the toilet with black berets on, masks over their face, all dressed in black with Irish tricolours. I was like, aye, that's decent enough to be honest with you.
I'll follow them after when you come
I thought the most mental thing we were going to see today was we were in Supermax before we come up, it was just full of junkies. Even the two blunts behind the counter looked like when they were just sat with everything. Do you know what I mean? Me and Joe are eating our grub fast as fuck. I would try to poison me with full fucking sugar cola.
We were the only ones with fucking teeth. No place. So it's going to be a weekend, but a good weekend for you anyway, for the Wishaw crowd. You were at the exhibition this morning, 1916, Ambassador. The one I highly recommended.
Absolutely amazing. You'd went before and you'd said to us, but I thoroughly recommend it. It's actually on until October, so if anybody's got a chance to come to Dublin, Ambassador Theatre's got an exhibition celebrating the commemoration for 1916 to 2016, and it's phenomenal. You know, and the club where we stopped the way over, Roddy McCorley's in Belfast, a lot of the stuff was borrowed for them.
Oh, I noticed that.
And seemingly what they've said is the Irish government's trying to buy the stuff off the guy from Belfast who owns it. But there's actually all of the stuff from 1916 there, and it's phenomenal, you know, and it's like, it's amazing, but you could spend an hour on it just walking through it, but you could spend 10 hours on it if you read everything.
There's a lot to take in.
There's a lot to take in, but
there's a lot of deep background.
But the thing is, when you come from your background, it's a thing that you want to learn about. You want to know everything about it. It's a monumental thing that happened in history, and it's something that we're all deeply proud of.
Yeah. Did you get to go down into the tunnels and that, or did you just get to look at it?
Just get to look.
Just get to look.
There's like a hole in the floor.
You look at them.
And have a mirror.
We've got a mirror that
see where
shows
it
you the
goes.
tunnels.
Right. But very, very interesting.
So tell them about the tunnels. So what the tunnels
about them, no?
Just tunnels. I thought there was a relevance to the tunnels there.
No, but that's the first time they've been opened up, to be fair, public.
Yeah,
they lifted the floorboards to show the tunnels that people were using.
And not only is it a great 1916 exhibition, at the very, very end, which is a great surprise, after you see the last is Michael Collins' car, is the last thing you see.
Yep, and then you walk up.
Higgins' gun, I think, as well.
Michael Collins' revolver there as well.
And then you go up these steps and they have a huge big room, and it's just Hunger Strikers room. And on the table they have an old transistor radio that ran on static that they used to use. Because when I was there seeing it, I'd seen the preview, it was all old shinners from Belfast going down, and they were all like, oh, these fucking things. And it was all letters from, Kieran Doherty written to his mother on the original toilet paper.
Yeah.
They written it on, but it's all in plastic now and you can read it. It's phenomenal stuff, you know. You look at that and you go, I don't know if I know anybody would have the resolve to go through anything like that in today's world.
Because I saw a thing last week where it was a guy talking about how his uncles were in the Rising, and they just literally left their mother's house and said, right, that's us off now to go to war, basically. And it's just, you know, because people put these people into a kind of heroic stance, that's nonsense. They're just ordinary people like us, who were a group of mates and people like that who kind of had a firm belief and took on the biggest empire that has ever existed in the world. And you just go, fucking hell, how did they manage to do that? And it's the fact that, I mean, I've read Conley and that say it, that they knew they were never going to win.
Yeah.
But they wanted to act as a future inspiration to the generations.
That's the thing about it. Like people forget that it was a field rising. I mean, they were caught.
Yeah.
And executed. I mean,
but every generation of Irish people since the occupation has
caught a fire
against the empire.
It caught a fire, I think, at the time. Because I think really, from what I read, like people, the normal man on the street was like,
when Pearse read the proclamation for the GPO, nobody had a clue what's going on. What's happening?
There wasn't a big audience standing listening. There was about 40 folk.
It wasn't like a podium with 10,000 people waiting to hear
exactly.
When you do the tour as well, the actual official proclamation is there. You know, it's in a glass
and a lot
case.
of Dubs at that time weren't very happy because of the destruction that had brought to the city and stuff. But the turning point was when they executed them. And that turned people and said, hold it a minute here, and that lit the flame. You know what I mean?
I think what they made the empire bare their teeth for everybody to see, and then they went, oh fuck, this is what we're looking at as a future.
I think Lloyd George actually put a stop to it and says you didn't execute any more of them because if you turn them into martyrs. And suddenly people were like,
kind of break the
you know, that kind of led to obviously the War of Independence and what happened, but. It's just phenomenal. I mean, I went to Connor, who's disappeared, went to Patrick Pearse's school, and I think he opened it about 1902, and Pearse understood then that the British Empire was trying to eradicate the Irish identity, the culture and the language, and that we had to fight back against that. And by doing that, we would need to educate people. So we bring them into a school and start educating them. And that's effectively the start of the Rising. You know, that's effectively started the radicalisation of people saying, you don't have to put up with this shit.
Yeah.
And from then on, you know, Pearce was a guy, for 50 years, everybody just said 1916 Patrick Pearce. It was only in the 50th anniversary that the recognition of the other guys that were involved, particularly James Connolly, did they start to get the real recognition they deserved. Because obviously James Connolly, Pearce and all that, and Clark were all kind of scholars and poets and that. Connolly was a soldier. He was the Commandant General of the Dublin Division, and he was ready to fight, and he did fight. You know, they had to take out a fucking chair to execute him.
But you talk about Connolly, he moved to New York at a time and he actually drummed up loads of support, but you actually take it a step back. When you said in the 50th anniversary, a lot of guys that won the Patrick Pearce get recognition, but what they're talking about is a lot of women didn't get recognition.
Yeah.
When you go to the commemoration, you go to the Ambassador Theatre, it's the women of Ireland, they're talking about the amount of women that played a pivotal role and try to bring down the British Empire, and it's phenomenal, you know. And it's like
Rosie Hackett, who's got a bridge named after her just over the Liffey there.
And a story in a book.
Aye, I'll not say by who, but she mixed in that story actually. So, the muse look at his face. She was told by the Brits, stop fucking organising these people and all that kind of thing, and go down the Senate, go down to
was she the one that was taking the messages between the
Connolly
GPO
and any time anybody
different
hassled her,
barracks?
she would say, send for Connolly. He'd come down and sort them out.
Yeah.
He said to her, go and raise a Union Jack and tell these back people that it's still a British, this is still part of Britain. And she went and raised a banner up that said, up the Republic. You know, and now you talk about, you say, well, taking balls, it's a woman.
Yeah. In that time.
Credit, exactly.
So that's a guy in my work who you've met, Hedger, who listens to this. He's gone to there's a concert on the night for all like relatives have been invited, and his auntie's nickname was Pigeon Pettigrew.
Aye, I've
She
heard
done
that.
running all the messages, the pigeon, like the pigeon carrier, so Pigeon Pettigrew. That was her nickname. He's gone to the concert tonight for relatives, like.
Yeah.
And I think people in this day and age don't realise that Britain at the minute isn't a big deal.
No.
You know, it's like you're talking about America, China, Russia, and but back 100 years ago, the British Empire was one of the most powerful tools on the planet.
Oh, aye.
You know, and you're talking 20 guys who were like the Irish volunteers weren't want to go to war with them, so they actually called it off. You know, they called after going to a parade. But Patrick Pearce and that were basically, some could say they were warmongers.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
they went rogue at the end of it.
because basically the Ulster Volunteer Force was formed in Ulster, and they were wanting to protect fucking Ulster being part of Britain, and then the Irish Volunteers were formed to they were getting the guarantee of home rule. So the British government said to them they were going to get home rule, but loads of the Irish Volunteers went and fought in the First World War for Britain, and they fought against the Germans or whatever. But you had your guys who would refuse to sign up, and they wanted Irish freedom, and it was basically a couple of guys.
Aye.
You know, it was basically a couple of warmongers.
You know what I find brilliant and fascinating about that is, right, because Britain rules the world at this time because it's got the biggest navy in the world. It's 4 times bigger than the next 4, you know, America and all that, right? And a group of guys just basically go, right, actually we're not going to have that anymore. I'm not being funny, like, see 100 years on, you'd be lucky to get a group of guys to play a fucking 5-a-side football match. You know what I mean? Far less take on the British Empire, but they've done it.
People would scratch their heads and go, is this really worth doing? I mean, fuck,
I
I don't really know.
think
Nobody's
it's-
going to fucking kill.
The thing is, we all sing all these songs, and the words it says, caught an empire by surprise.
That's right.
You say to yourself, bloody hell, these guys, they were mental. You know, they were absolutely nuts. But they did it. And they lasted 6 days, but at the end of the day, they had to surrender at the end of it, because that was it. But 6 days fighting the biggest empire in the world, and you had like 40 guys behind you, and then
And a post office?
aye, and it was like, and the reason they picked the GPO as well, because it was symbolic. It was the centre of Dublin. It was a fortified building, you know, so it would take longer for them to come in. And it was just, when you think back on it, it's incredible.
What do you think is a dub, Connor? What, I mean...
So that's all the Scottish guys with their opinion. Plus Joe from West Belfast, who's still a Brit as well.
See?
Yeah.
That's fucking galore of hell.
What's it been like staying here, 2016?
It's good. You can feel it definitely building up, like, you know. I think more and more people are taking a lot of interest in it, which is good, because for years people were told about it, you know. And there's other people at work all the time saying, oh, I never knew such and such, such and such. So people are reading more, researching more now, you know, and it's less hidden from them as it was my parents' generation, like, you know.
Yeah, and Mick, as somebody who was born in Dublin but hates it, Tipperary. Well, what's it? I mean, what's going on in Tipperary right now?
I don't know, to be honest.
He just passed.
See, living here, right, like Joe, but see, living here, I always got the impression that up until practically last year, the Irish government were trying to sort of shut away for it, and they were sort of forced into celebrating it.
If you look at the government, it's in.
They're more concerned about what's in the proclamation and what the aims are.
They're going to take away plaudits for stuff that they're being forced into.
Yeah, but I mean, hands down, without a doubt, Sinn Féin are going to do the best Easter rays and commemorations because they always have done it, right?
They've done it for 99 years.
Exactly, because I remember being at the preview of that exhibition and I was speaking to Martina, I forgot her name, she's an MEP. Anderson, yes.
Oh, Fidelia.
Lovely woman. And I was talking to her about that, and she said, like, have you heard anything about the government's one? I said, no, I'm not really interested. She goes, yeah, nobody's really interested in going. Like, she says, we've been doing this for years. And I said, exactly. I said, they're so far behind the curve of what Sinn Féin can do in terms of having all the artefacts, everything they need, having loads of preparation every year, putting big Easter parades on, big Easter events. It's just the government's thing is just going to look so minuscule. I mean, even the video they put out, you see the fucking video they put out? Was it last year?
The relatives objected straight away. It
had fucking Facebook and Google as well. I was like, what in the fuck has this got to do with 1916? Facebook, Google, Grafton Street? I was like, what?
They also have a banner hanging from the Bank of Ireland in College Green that has like Redmond, O'Connell, and guys that had nothing to do with 1916. I mean, they're historical figures and they've done good stuff in their own right, but that's an attempt to dilute the whole 1916.
I think one of the guys involved when it was asked, like, what do you think of that? He just said it's unhistorical shit.
Peter, you were at Aberhill yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah.
So what was that like? I know Jerry Adams was speaking and things like that. But
yeah, I mean, it was great. There was great turnout in terms of everybody dressing up in period costumes, and it was a very respectful occasion, but there was a definite emphasis about the continuing struggle, I suppose, in the north in connection with hunger strikers and Bobby Sands, but also I would say just in terms of creating a more just republic in the south as well, emphasising the fact that the current government just are trying to turn their back on Northern Ireland rather than engage with the unionists in the north and bring about not just a united Ireland, but also just a stronger peace as well, you know.
Yeah.
I think that point you make here about engaging with the loyalists in the north, the full part of the proclamation was about every Irishman, regardless of creed, colour, religion, was going to get treated exactly the same. And there was never going to be any division. In Ireland, people would look at it as like a Catholic country, but basically nobody gives a shit about religion, you know, and it's like whether you're Protestant, Catholic, you're Jew, you're Muslim, you're Hindu, in Ireland you should be treated exactly the same. And the thing is, Ireland is one of the countries in the world that treats everybody the same, but the loyalists in the north, they kind of like the I'm not want to put words in their mouth. I don't know how their brains think, but
I will. They like the superiority.
Aye,
they like to feel like, well, we get more out of this society than you do.
We're better than you.
Because my dad worked in shorts for years. I worked in shorts for years. Like, you can fucking feel it in the shop floor. You're like, all right, well, I'm just a fucking.
I live in West.
I'm a nobody here.
Like, Joe, does that tie into what you were talking about with the loyalists during the week, talking about being intimidated by?
Aye, that does tie into that. Did you read that? There's a survey they put in. They said that Protestants are feeling. I don't say threatened. They said they're feeling a bit marginalised because GA talk, mass cards, communions, Angelus, Ash Wednesday.
They don't like equality. That's really what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. No, what it is, they can see their culture being diluted, right? You consider there's an Irish language centre on the fucking Newtonards Road. Yeah. Right? East Belfast. When I was a kid, I was like, we're never going to fucking happen.
I know. It's frightening. I mean, the last time I was in Belfast, where all the buses had the destinations in English and Irish, I couldn't believe that. Because that would never have happened.
So I think that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of their culture being diluted, but then their culture's whack.
But there isn't really a culture there, and that's the thing.
But the thing is, from a nationalist, Republican point of view, we don't want any superiority over loyalists. We just want equality. We just want everybody to live together and live in peace and live in harmony. And just, it's nothing to do with what flag you stand under. It's just people getting on with each other. And it's not about...
Just going back, you mentioned about like warmongering and blood sacrifice and all that, but that was kind of the language of the time anyway, and there's an attempt to, like, they forget that Redmond was like encouraging Irish people to go off to fight an empirical battle between two empires that were thousands of people died, well, millions of people died, and 30, 40,000 Irish people died as well. And he's not a warmonger, then I don't know who the hell he is.
They were actually talking about home rule. They were actually encouraging Irishmen to go and fight in the First World War to back up England so that they would give Ireland home rule at the end of it.
I know it's different to in the States, where there's warmongering and it doesn't affect their family. He actually had a brother that died in the war as well, so it's like, he backed it up with his own family kind of. But at the end of the day, it was about blood sacrifice in the song, and I was just looking into it actually this morning to see if there's anything to counter that. And actually, even the Church of England, like some of their rhetoric at the time during the war, was about blood sacrifice and about actually getting revenge on the Germans for the stuff that had gone through, and a lot of that was coming directly as well from the British Army at the time, influencing what they had to say.
See at that point as well, I'm a Catholic and I go to Mass, and I was in Florida a few years ago and I went to Mass on the Sunday, and the priest actually stood up and says, I want everybody to say prayers for our American soldiers fighting abroad. And I'm like, no. No chance.
That's crazy.
I want the Afghans to beat them. It's their fucking country. I mean, the thing is, why are they? And it's like this is a Catholic church. It's a universal institution. But you say to yourself, nah, it's like these guys with this opinion that they're American soldiers. And I'm like, but I understand the young kids who sign up for the army. But they sign up because they can't get jobs anywhere else, and they just follow orders. And I understand all that, and it's not their fault. You don't want anybody to die, but at the end of the day, it's the government that send them there, and the guys that behind it, the guys who are pulling the strings.
A lot of those guys that came back though from the song, they were marginalised at that point as well because they had gone off.
Well, I mean, the song is incredible, and it was a boy from fucking Edinburgh.
Excuse me, Paul. Before we go, Johnny, just talk. Just say, is anybody want a drink?
He's actually deeply talking.
I drop a fucking ice cube on the show and all hell breaks loose. I mean? I drop an ice cube and
I was actually enjoying listening to that.
This podcast is far too fucking sensible for the HomeBhoys. Fucking Johnny, get the drink up. Hang on a minute. He just picked up a full pint of Guinness. I've got a full pint of Guinness.
Sees me empty.
Why are you fucking want to buy drink?
Get you, man. Get you, man.
It sees me empty.
Right.
It's not all about you.
It's about this. He's about to say
the shock on Jason's face when he finds out it's not about him.
Fuck's sake. I'm going to take that personal.
He just saw a panic in front of him. He's like, that's not a full pint of Guinness. Johnny McKenna.
Get us one anyway. I'll down this quick style.
No, but the song, what I was going to say is the song was lauded, yet, there was a boy from Edinburgh that overseas fucking Douglas Haig. They had 57,000 soldiers they lost on the first day because the Brits marched into battle everywhere they went, and the Germans had guns that could reload, so they would just shoot them, stand into fucking cover, reload it, and shoot them again. And they're all fucking marching into it. 57,000 people, and as you see, just mostly all young guys over for an adventure and all that.
There's an article there this morning I read about just Obama going to Cuba and this whole kind of diplomatic kind of mission, and there's kind of the word kind of going out is kind of like this is like two peoples that are coming together where both sides have done wrong, and yet one side was actually like trying to assassinate the other's president over the years, trying to destroy it economically right during the years, and then it's just kind of like oh, they're just coming together. And you can see that actually in the way they talk about 1916, like as if it was like there was an equal amount of wrong, and there was no abuser and the abused. It's all just like misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's all just going along now.
Back to your point about Cuba, I think Fidel Castro has outlived 11 American presidents, and he's had 16 assassination attempts on him from the Americans. So what it kind of tells you is the Americans aren't very good.
I thought it was a series or seen it, but I thought it was an incredible image to see Obama talking in Cuba. Behind him was a huge thing. Che Guevara. It was just, I mean, and then you imagine you ever see that in your lifetime.
About that, and then they put up posters, pictures of Bush with like mousy tongue behind him, and Reagan with like I don't know.
The thing is, I went to New York maybe about 10 years ago. Me and my wife went, and we stayed in Lexington Avenue in the Shelburne Hotel, and I didn't know at the time when I went there. Watching documentaries since, that was the hotel that Fidel Castro was going to stay in the 80s, the last time he actually visited America. And when he got in there was that much outcry for the Americans, the hotel told him he had to leave. So he was in New York, he had nowhere to stay. The people at Harlem took him in.
You say Big Frankie.
Big Frankie Fraser, when they took him in Queens, no bother. And so Fidel Castro headed up to Harlem, and the people at Harlem welcomed him with open arms. And he says, you hate America, we fucking hate them as well.
That's where, because when Che Guevara spoke at the United Nations, he stayed in Harlem as well, and he was in talks with like Malcolm X and all that was saying, and he said, well, that's the guy you need to stay with because he's fucking talking like we're talking, you know what I mean? Which no many people in America were talking like that. You
exactly.
Know what I
The
mean?
thing is, me say we hate America, I love America. It's an amazing place, but I just hate their government. I hate their policy.
Same with Britain as well. Like,
exactly.
That's why you can't actually go and trust people how they treat you. You have to look at how they treat other people as well.
Exactly.
And you got to see the
how they treat their own people.
Like, you know, okay, they've made peace with us or whatever to a certain degree, but then they're going off and, you know, doing like, you know, bombing from remote bombing and everything, you know. It's just,
see the thing about that, Peter, and Connor will tell you because he was with me, when JFK came here in '63,
you were there?
I was
first he was at Patrick Pearce's school. Fucking jinx.
I call him Enda.
It's a fucking jinx.
Enda Larkin.
JFK was the warm-up for my speech, but they reckon that his speech he made was the first thing that started to reignite the Irish identity, and then the 50th anniversary of 1916. I mean, you've seen it yourself, Connor. I mean, it was such a huge thing, that event. He was dead 4 months later, you know.
By the way, we were going to do a podcast. What the fuck's this all about?
Well,
this is brilliant, man. I love it.
We're sitting in a historic pub in a school city.
This is where James Joyce finished University.
I love this shit.
Ulysses, I was going to ask Lisa if she could relate to this coming to the war-torn streets of Wishaw.
Me and Lisa know what it is to fucking live in that environment.
I've seen you stroll down by Mary Shorts and Wishaw on Main Street. With the flip-flops on, there's no hardship.
What wishes get pound shops, barber shops, bookies,
tanning salons.
Jason, it was your family that put Wishaw on the map. You should be proud of that.
No, it was Bar the Butcher.
It was Bar the Butcher. It was
Sorry, you shouldn't laugh about that. Fucking hell. Biggest mass murder in Scotland.
Absolutely.
Well, but his meat and all that. By the way, we're not saying the guy didn't do it deliberately, but loads of folk died at the end of it, and it was like
that food poisoning disease.
Wishaw's famous for snooker and serial killers.
And then our John took his up.
Snooker cereal and Tommy Gemmell.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Tommy Gemmell's my daughter's granddad's cousin.
He was my dad's best pal growing up.
My daughter's granddad's cousin.
Scored in 2 European.
It's like a 10-year murder of House.
See Craig Nuke as well. John Boyle played with Chelsea as well. And Archbishop Winning was for Craig Nuke as well.
Absolutely. Cardinal Winning.
Fuck Wishaw, let's bring it back to Dublin.
Welcome to Wishaw TV.
And I don't think I ever will. But
It's a place to be, Harper.
Cross Keys.
you're never fucking there.
You have us around the world now.
Joe's been in Wishaw more than you.
So now Lisa's got a wee ebb in here. We've got Lisa sitting next to us here, and she's from Wishaw, right? But for those of you that like the slagging that I get and the thing that I'm always away everywhere, she goes more holidays than me, and she's just recently back for a tour of Australasia. Can we put it that way?
Well, New Zealand and the Cook Islands.
Are you the secret millionaire? Is that what this is?
No, I wish I was.
So Lisa, how much did that cost you?
Oh, too much.
No, seriously.
Worth every penny.
How much did it cost you? She's
Tell you later.
not telling us.
Are we doing a higher or lower, are we?
Put your credit card bill on the table.
Because I want to do that. I want to do that on holiday.
Well, I'll tell you later, but it was worth it.
Alright.
I love when he says, I want to do that holiday. Like he doesn't get a holiday.
I know. You get more air miles
Because
than me,
it's the only place in the world he's not been yet.
Seriously, I've not been to South America.
You know?
Independent racing games and that. That's
You
my
never in
list.
Mexico, no?
No.
That's
I've been to
Central
Jamaica.
I've been to somewhere
Been
you've
to
not been, I can't believe it.
Been
I
to
was
Jamaica,
following
I've
your
been to the
footsteps in
Caribbean.
Stuttgart. I went after you.
And what? That was amazing. Eh?
Couple of weeks
Great place.
Buenos Aires is one of the places
That's
I
it,
always
I want to
want
go.
to go. Always want to go.
I got the trainers, see the Ian Brown stuff with the trainers.
Superstars.
I've got
Ian Brown?
No, the one Ian Brown. It was the old guy in the shop
Ah, yeah,
with the Adidas trainers, and they brung out a
Ian
selection
Brown
of
and
trainers.
another couple of guys with his.
They brung out a selection of Carlos, Adidas Carlos.
That's a fashion blog.
I've got them.
Me.
Speak for
It was
travel and fashion.
limited
Oh, you have
edition.
to go
basically
visit
a
some
style
country.
guru.
No, you've got the trainers. If you've got the trainers, you have to go.
Lifestyle coach. Really should be.
A lifestyle coach,
Have
aye.
you been to Cuba, Jason?
No,
No, that's my next destination.
I want to go.
Why do you go together? Oh, Joe,
Yes,
sorry.
Unbelievable.
So,
This is my holiday.
Get in there
Hey, fucking
before
Dublin.
it changes.
are we
food.
going to
Gonna be
bring this
Americanised.
into football or anything, or are we just going to keep it top?
Football.
Fuck football.
Ireland.
Ireland. I didn't watch the game, did you?
Johan Cruyff, that was a bad
Terrible. Terrible.
Joe
An absolute
didn't.
legend.
Right, so the biggest terrible thing about it is Joe didn't know he smoked.
I never knew that.
Oh, fucking hell.
I never knew that.
40 a D man for about 50 years.
That tells
They didn't
you.
put that on Sports Greatest, Sky Sports Greatest
That
Football.
tells you Joe's football knowledge.
He was well known by football.
He just doesn't like anything orange. That's
For it-
so
for it-
fair
for it-
play. I mean, he sticks to his guns.
So what you're
On the park.
So what you're talking about, Johan Cruyff. The listeners, I'd like to give the listeners a wee bit of information about Johan Cruyff, but a lot of people maybe wouldn't know. He smoked. I'll wait till laughter dies down to get a serious point in here. Johan Cruyff obviously was Dutch and he played for Barcelona.
We're getting stuff that people didn't know.
But when he played for Barcelona, Spain was under the rule of Franco.
Right.
So Franco was basically a dictator. There wasn't any general election, there wasn't nothing, right? The province of Catalonia, in the Barcelona badge, had the cross of St. George, because St. George is the patron saint of Catalonia. And it was illegal to name your kid Jordi, J-O-R-D-I, is the Catalonian spelling of, or is the Castilian spelling of George. So it was illegal to name your kid that name. So nobody was called that. So Johan Cruyff's wife was pregnant and she had a baby, but he was Dutch. So he called his kid Jordi Cruyff, and he became a national hero in Catalonia because he just put the one finger up to Franco and says, get it right up here.
Funny.
See when Franco died in the 70s, see the day he died, see the next day, see in Catalonia, there was parents with their kids queuing up at the whatever polling station or whatever it is to change their kids' names to Jordi. If you know anybody that comes to Spain and their name's Jordi, they're never over 40 years old, you know.
It's mad, huh?
It's San Yordi Day next month, actually.
There you go. So I'm here all week, folks.
And San Yordi Day, okay. What is it? Okay,
He played Man United one time, didn't he?
Jordan Cruyff, aye, he did.
He wasn't great though.
And the thing is, Johan Cruyff became a national hero because he stood up to
I think Johan Cruyff probably loved Jordi Cruyff, whereas John Lennon probably didn't love John Lennon.
He's got it on the homeboys. Maybe he's got that kind of stuff.
What?
You know what I mean?
Also, San Yordi
First European Cup with them as well, didn't they?
Was that?
They won their first European Cup with him as manager.
He was
Barcelona,
San Yordi Day is actually next month, where the culture is that the boys give a woman a rose and the girls give a man a book. Next month. There you go.
Another culture thing was when
The boys give a girl a rose on San Yordi Day and the girls give a boy a book.
A book.
A man a book.
I thought you said a
San
sook.
Yordi, I think it's usually 23rd of April.
I thought you said a sook.
another culture thing you're talking about, when Celtic played in Stuttgart in 2003 in the White Seville, it was a day that all the women cut the guys' ties off, like with scissors, and they cut their tie. So these guys standing with all these ties just about all cut them, and like, what are you doing? Oh, the woman cut it and it's so good. We're like, you're fucking...
That's all across Spain,
These are
though.
weirdos,
That's
man.
all across Spain. Like, there's fucking... There's a guy...
No, it's Germany we're talking about. Stuttgart.
Back to Spain, anyway.
That's all across Spain.
I was talking to a guy...
It's all Spanish.
I was talking to a guy...
Softly moving on, Joe.
Maybe
It's all
European.
Spanish, gracias. Joe says gracias to everybody.
Want to hear my Spanish?
Stuttgart, Spain, obviously.
You speak Spanish? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Vámonos.
Por favor, no se la...
I've seen Dora the Explorer as well, don't worry.
That's Spanish, I can't.
Bella.
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 Come on, vámonos, everybody, let's go.
There's Bella.
Let's go.
Take two.
A funny story here, actually. My wife, I can speak Spanish, and she's like to me, por favor, montondan se la hada de las cuentas. I was like to her, that's excellent. I was like, what does it mean? She's like, it means please stand clear of the door. Because they used to say it in Florida, in English and Spanish, please stand clear of the door. Por favor, montondan se la hada de las cuentas.
Right, tell you an interesting story about my Spanish. First time I was going to Barcelona, actually second time I was going to Barcelona. First time was the time John Harrison scored, right? Second time I went with Fiona, and I thought, right, it's going to be a culture vulture, so I bought a book of Catalan, so it teaches us Catalan in the library, so I could actually, so I want to be able to get there, tell a taxi driver, listen, this is the street with my hotel's on, this is what it's called, I want to go there. Sweet. Flew into Barcelona, got a bus from Girona, actually flew from Girona, got a bus from Girona to Barcelona, got to the bus stop, got a taxi, give the guy my spiel, he's like, yep, son, no problem. Got all the stuff in the taxi. Sweet. No, he was amazing.
Yep, sweet, no problem.
He was like,
Fucking got another one.
He's like him, aye.
that's the one. He was like, get away, yep, got in the taxi, and I was like, and he just drove me around for about 5 minutes and charged me €40 and dumped me outside the hotel because I had a piece of paper that showed him the address, and he's like, got it, 5 minutes around the block, €40 fucking. I was like,
Straight away, he's like, you're a dick.
he's like, your Catalan's fucking amazing, mate, for plenty. Just talk us up out of €40.
So for any listeners that are going to go to Barcelona or Catalonia, instead of saying gracias, say sisplau.
Sisplau?
No. Sorry, I got that wrong. Instead of saying gracias, say merci. Merci is what the Catalans say, and instead of saying por favor.
Oh, come on, handy if you've got your Biarritz.
Instead of saying por favor, you say sisplau. There you go. That endears you to Catalan people. Biarritz in the Basque Country, you'd say Escada.
Or you can just wear a salty top, you'd be alright.
Paul's just found out the recording finished fucking 2 hours.
Hey, we've done that before. Huh?
I think we got a guest on one day. We were going about 20 minutes before I realised I hadn't recorded anything.
Do you know what? Right, see, a couple of my mates that listen to this, right?
Right, the rest of the boys in the room are saying, oh, people fucking
Shit.
Anyway, do you know what? See a couple of my mates that listen to it. See the first like hour or like half hour we day talking about Celtic, they're like, I just fast forward that and I just like listening to your shite at the end.
Because we're all drunk at the end.
You and Joe are, me and Paul,
You're
you're
like Darth Vader
professionals.
We're professionals always. Joe,
Listen,
can you actually tell the
it's
listeners
the mic. The mic's too strong.
what's the worst nick you've been in
Harry
ever?
Potter.
Whoa, listen. Whoa, shut it. Right.
Johnny.
I've got a serious point here. Joe, can you please tell the listeners what's the worst nick you've ever been in at the end of your HomeBhoys show?
Oof.
The time they died.
The time I fell off the chair. No, the worst I've ever been on a show was the time at the Kano dance. I got interviewed and it was fucking. We were all wrote off. Right? No, that's the first year we went. Richard Swan was doing it. Vincent was doing it. I was a bit at home.
The night you collapsed and your lungs
Probably
collapsed.
probably Christmas there. Was it Christmas?
No, I remember.
I tell you exactly what happened there, right? What happened was I
He smoked a bong.
No, I was sitting there. No, I was sitting in the room, right? And I heard somebody call me downstairs. So I went down to the landing. Somebody's downstairs. They lost something. So they run down the fucking stairs.
This is what I normally do when Joe's speaking out.
Right. To run downstairs, plug something in and out for the kids, get a little hassle, run back upstairs to try and carry on the conversation. That's why I was out of breath, like.
Aye.
But I was fucking locked as well.
Do you know what?
I started thinking, like, if people meet my wife and listen to this show, they must think, what fucking state was he walked downstairs at on a fucking Tuesday night after the show? Just fucking, fucking black talking shit.
The Kano's coming up again. Are you planning on making your flight home this time?
Well, my wife's coming this time.
You'll
so
be
I
your
will
best behaviour?
Definitely be going home.
How come I never get an invite?
To where?
Kano.
Buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket.
It's not a close shot, like. You don't want a ticket?
I want a ticket. I never get asked. Never. Not once.
They're knocking around knocking doors, like.
Only man's read it last time when I was left.
Oh, you didn't turn up. It's different.
Kano.
Oh, yeah.
Kano dance, I never turned up. Oh, right.
Johnny, remember I had you a seat at my table last year and you never turned up?
That is right. That's 100% right.
Right, so
as
Johnny Mackay made a raging cunt himself in a pub in Dublin.
You've already done it 3 times, you don't even fucking know it.
What?
That'll be a good night.
So,
Kano dance will be brilliant. I can't wait for the Kano dance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great night out. Harper doesn't like dinner dances.
9th April.
I'm sitting here, right, and I'm sitting in a pub in Dublin with an empty fucking pint. I'm looking around at full pints everywhere. So where is it?
No, you give me a pint.
Give me one.
That's it.
That's not Connors.
Right, I've not got an empty pint any longer. Fucking top of the morning to you.
Cheers.
What's the story?
Right, moving on to football before I come back then.
What's
Fuck's sake, man, you were talking about something you knew about it.
What is your plans for the rest of the weekend? Just to
Rest of the weekend. Tomorrow I'll go to the Sinn Féin march tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll go to the Expo after this, couple of things, and then Sinn Féin march tomorrow, then Darky Kelly's on Sunday night.
what is the expo? Explain what the expo is. Just
The thing Jason mentioned earlier.
Oh, the ambassador.
Aye.
Sunday night, me and Johnny and a few of the boys are going to see Damien Dempsey.
Oh, right.
In Vicar Street. In Vicar Street.
No, I'm going on the march and drawing tomorrow. We do that every Easter Sunday since I've been here 10 years.
Explain to the listeners, Harper, your dress and what you're going to be wearing.
Well, all Sinn Féin members are asked to turn up in period dress, so.
With period dress.
So
you
I'll be honest with you.
Usual fashion for you.
See, when I told Lisa that we're walking to the pub, she was like, I want a photo of Harper in that.
I said I would pay good money for a photo.
I'm sure there'll be photos floating.
You're just wearing the normal CP company jacket, Adidas jeans and the Levi's.
Of the time. But I'll be doing that tomorrow in Drogheda. Should be a big turnout. We have a march, a half-hour march for the main street down to there's a.
You get caught in the McDonald's this time.
I was thinking the exact
They're all walking by. Nah.
I'm part of the Hunger Strikes Society as well, and I was really, really hungover as day. And I missed the Hunger Strike march to the Hunger Strike Memorial. And as they were walking by, I was walking at McDonald's with 2 cheeseburgers. And they're all
For a fucking hunger strike, man.
The irony.
Hey,
it took me a long time to learn that.
Sevco could make a song out of that.
By the way, speaking where we now, you just mentioned with songs. Somebody sent you a t-shirt this week.
Just sent me, there's an actually t-shirt.
Well,
sent me a picture of a t-shirt with Noel Edmonds on it. So my mother looks like
No Edmonds.
without the beard.
His mother looks like no Edmonds without the beard.
I know that sounds hard to wrap my head around. You have to say it like.
She does. She does.
That's me tomorrow. If anybody's going to do a Drogheda, big march, and then there'll be a few bands and that on afterwards. Shall we say?
So I think we're marching for somewhere here upstairs.
Staggering. We're staggering.
You fucking fools.
Stevens Green corner.
We're walking to Glasnevin. We're walking to Glasnevin, then Mary Lou Robinson. Jeez.
If anyone's going for cheese,
Should be starting at Berkeley Road Church, St. Joseph's, and going to Glasnevin.
What time's that?
That's at 1:30.
1:30.
Tomorrow, that's the one we're going to.
That's a good time.
That's a Sinn Féin parade, eh?
Yeah, I think they probably would have wanted to start it at O'Connell Street, but obviously everything's barricaded off. So
Yeah. That's the one we're going to tomorrow.
Is there a match? Is there a match every Easter Sunday? Every year? In Dublin?
There is.
Look, I mean...
Is there a possibility that this being such a big deal made it need this sort of Republican vibe within
Well, you
younger
mean this
people?
podcast?
Not this podcast. Fuck this podcast.
I'm not sure.
This podcast will be
Folk hear this.
fucking.
Be ready to
I
vote.
think this podcast could free the Basque Country and Ireland.
You can be translator anyway. But
What are you scatty?
do you think like there's a possibility?
That's what they're scared of though, Joe, isn't it?
That is what they're scared
The
of, yeah.
establishment are scared of that, you know. So.
Trying to kick the other day in the museum.
Well, the thing is, right, being an outsider, when you're walking about Dublin today, everybody, and I mean everybody, is wearing an Easter lily.
Aye, it's true.
Everybody.
I'll tell you something else. A lot of guys are...
Even the Romanian beggars have got them.
Jason, listen, I'll tell you what's interesting living and working in Ireland. A lot of guys from my work are coming back and telling me their kids are coming home from school and telling me about stuff on the rise. They were never taught in school.
Very good, interesting point.
It was
Have you
never-
seen the?
As I said, they've always tried to shy away from it.
Have you seen the 1916 Lego movie?
No.
The guy I used to work for, well, the guy I used to work with, he did a Lego version it's called Blocklamation, right? And it's very, very, very well done. It's like it's a whole Lego like production, stop motion, but it's all about the 1916 race. It goes through history. Wicklow County Council, Create School. Wicklow County Council funded it, but it's fantastic. And it's really good for kids. It's really accessible for kids because the whole story is based on a kid who doesn't know anything about the 1916 racing, and his dad is a Lego fucking guy. It's not going to tell you the story, and they recreated it all with Lego.
Is it better than Darth Vader in the canteen? Lego
The thing is, see me, you
the
listen,
ideas are, no?
I haven't seen
There's no better than that, it's more.
but you listen to Damien Dempsey, the song Colony. Johnny heard it the first time this morning. And it's like, and when you think about the words of that, no, the glorious days of rule.
My youngest son's 6.
You will always be superior to me.
Yeah.
I know it's that's when it brings it out, and that's
My youngest son's 6 and stays and is educated in Limerick, and he said to me about 3 weeks ago, right off the bat, say, "Oh, what do you know about Easter Rising?" I said, "That quite a lot. What do you know?" And he started telling me everything about it. And when my heart was pumping at my chest, I said, "What did you do after that?" He said, "We went out in the playground and played it." And I thought, "Fucking hell, that is amazing." When we think about coming from Scotland, the shit we put up with, we try to suppress everything.
The education we got, telling you about fucking Rule Britannia and all that shit, and how Britannia rules the waves, and we done this, and you like to yourself, everything we get taught is fucking wrong. You can imagine Americans get taught about we used to watch cowboy and Indian films, thinking the cowboys were the good guys. and then Dances with Wolves was fucking, you watch that with Kevin Costner and you're like, a fucking minute here, I hate the cowboys. You know what I mean? You're like,
You've just got your title for this podcast, you hate the cowboys.
you're watching and you're like, fucking hell, it's just that people in power want to fucking brainwash people, and they can brainwash people. Absolutely. They can brainwash communities, they can brainwash countries to get them to think the way they want to think. But I just hope nowadays with social media and whatever, I know social media it's downside as well, but I just hope social media, because it gives guys like us a platform to talk to folk, whatever.
Just the access to information as well, like not that we're full of information, like, but I mean,
but it's,
did I ever tell you that I wrote a 1916 rap?
No, for fuck's sake. But I want to hear it right
That's
now.
the voice
It's on YouTube, I'll tell you that.
No,
I didn't do it.
come on.
There's a story behind this, right? When I used to do the music workshops in the schools, I was sent into the school in Ballymun, right? And in Ballymun, all the towers are named after, were named after.
Oh, they're gone now.
They're all gone now, obviously, right? We're in Trinity Comprehensive House in Ballymun.
See the listeners, tell them where Ballymun is.
Ballymun is
District of Dublin.
North Dublin.
But it was horses and that walking about the streets and all
It's
that.
where IKEA is.
But Ballymun, it's not necessarily there was a whole lot of social housing built up there years ago, and they moved everybody out to basically massive tower blocks, right? That didn't work out so well. You've probably seen them in the commitments, I imagine.
Yeah.
Right, you've seen those sort of areas, right? So I was sent into school in Ballymun instead. It's Winford Day. They're doing a thing called Project Proclamation, where they want to make proclamation more open to young people. And I think they might do it by writing a rap song. I was like, all right, no problem. So I went in, right? I don't know if you, like, Ballymun's a nice place, but I don't know if you've been to any of the schools in Ballymun, right? I just had this circle of young lads just looking at me going, you're a queer. Because I had a guitar and because I had a guitar and speakers. I was like, hey, it's right a rap.
I'm not the Ballymun and you're a fucking queer.
So I'm sitting there, right? And the teacher goes, right, I'll give you about an hour and a half.
I thought you were to teach geography, didn't you?
Teacher goes to me, he goes, I'll give you an hour and a half. I said, an hour and a half? He goes, I need you to write this and get it done.
Eat chords on it.
So I had to write fucking, I had to write this rap, right? And I was asking them, what do you think of write this? They're like, we don't give a fuck, write it yourself. I was like, right. So I eventually had to write this proclamation rap, and then they made a video for it, right? And it did really well. They were like, oh, this is great. Didn't give me any fucking credit in the video whatsoever. I was like, yeah, we're amazing. They were all fucking, they could play it on 2FM. Not a fucking mention. I wrote the whole fucking thing myself.
Right.
From scratch.
Listen, you need to sing it.
It's on YouTube. I can't. It's on YouTube. They do it. I don't do it. They do it.
It's your fucking song.
How's it
He's pointing at you when he sees this on YouTube.
Nothing belongs to them, my jeans, Johnny.
Hey, the fucking Teflon fucking skin there. Nothing sticks there. Yeah, fucking. Hey, wait, sing it.
Somebody got to find it on YouTube as well. Project Proclamation. You have to hear it. It's got music and stuff.
You wrote it as a rap.
You must know it
I
was.
wrote it like 4 years ago. I mean, what the fuck is that?
He's beatboxing.
Are you alright?
They're fucking you, by the way.
He's pulling his kid again, his new kid.
Right, we're losing them.
This has got off the fucking rails.
We're losing them. We're losing them.
Harper's doing a couple of
Right,
times.
somebody find it on YouTube. Project Proclamation.
Lisa's on it. Lisa's on it. Oh,
It'll be young school kids wearing navy jumpers.
Oh,
It's a terrible video.
Johnny,
Hello.
get in here.
Yeah.
That's it there.
You need to
Here
start
we go.
talking.
Here we go. Project Proclamation.
Fuck it.
I wrote this from the ground up.
He's going it as well.
Sounds better without sound.
here we go.
Back in 1967, brave Irishmen shared a dream. With them a first back, as soon as you can. Constantly looking off the old west. Disturb the doors of
They made the video.
defense of the land that they call home. They fought for freedom from the British hand and prepared to die to take back their homeland. To gain independence from the crown, like the Ballymun towers they were brought down.
That's the Ballymun Towers in the bottom there.
That's actually good.
It's fucking really good.
Look how proud they are of the song. Did fuck all to help me. Oh, that's deadly. That's really cool. Where'd you get that?
Well, that's fucking brilliant, by the way.
You get that out,
Yeah.
Proclamation
That's
read,
dead.
New free Ireland was pronounced. No one took notice of what they said, completely unaware of the battle ahead. 600 rebels took the town, fight against the British crown. An imperial force, the sea is so raw, defeated.
Fucking amazing, man.
The fucking made at least
Amazing.
I can't even hear it.
It's amazing, man. By the way, that's fucking amazing.
I want to hear the bits he's up the lamp.
You're a dick, by the way. Seriously. Oh, dickhead.
This podcast is go, what the fuck is going on?
Mate, this is what you say standards, this podcast.
See, no mention of me. No mention of me. Till the very end. Written by everybody else's name, not me. Read that.
Listen, I've done a song for Jay-Z. It's even got a Jay-Z there. I didn't get any credit either, like
you and his brother lazy.
Hey! God, that was fucking amazing.
Don't doubt Slap already.
Absolutely amazing, man.
Honestly, the best rap song you've ever heard.
The only rap song he's ever heard.
Ever liked. Sorry, ever liked.
Nah, I like a few.
No. Was that one starting off?
I still love your Kano song, Joe. That's my
Kano song's brilliant.
And you were in the fucking toilet when you got credit for it. At the dance, remember he come out?
My life is just full of mishaps like that. I gotta have a moment of like.
You're never in the right place at the right
You're
time.
destined never to get recognition for your work.
I'm like the near Forrest Gump. I almost made everybody famous. And you go get turned out the fucking said entrance.
We've got to wrap up soon, so
he's got to head off.
Is Mick got to sing the Galley Mountain Boy for us to go out?
Too early, lads.
Connor?
I'll start that off for you.
Come on.
I joined the flying column in 1916. With Cork, with the Moylan, Tipperary, with Dan Green, was arrested by Free Staters and sentenced for to die. Farewell to Tipperary, Senegality mountain boy.
Man.
That's the matter with the
Joe, you're the sucking singer here. Sing a soon. Come on.
I can't.
Anything.
Flintstones, we're the Flintstones. There's a voice. Keeps on calling me.
Peter, you're a fucking actor. You must know how to sing.
I do laugh.
It's amazing how we put together those two artists.
I'm a silent actor.
You're a trapeze artist. You can juggle, yes.
Lisa, you're a woman.
I'm a terrible singer.
I'll put something on the end of it.
Johnny.
Join in.
One
You'd always
morning in July, I was walking through Tipperary. I heard a mountain cry from the mountains overhead. I looked up to the sky, saw an Irish soldier laddie. He looked at me quite fearlessly and said,
What did he say?
"Will you stand in the band like a true Irishman? Will you go fight the forces of the crown? Fight the crown. Will you march with O'Neill to an Irish battlefield? For tonight we're gonna free your Wexford town."
Folks, I know these boys for kids, there's no singing or banging, alright? I know it's weekend and all that's in it, but just it'll be a long day, folks. Say hello, you're on the podcast. Cheers.
Well, wrap it up then, Joe.
We just got shut down by the barman. He says no singing. Hey Jason. See? Hey Jason fucked it for everybody.
That's the oppression we have to put up with every fucking where we go.
Yeah.
It's like the Taliban.
Wrap it up then, Joe.
So folks, we're done. You're heading off now to something, are you?
Yes, Expo, Sinn Féin.
Super. So this is a good rebel weekend. Everybody's good. We're all drinking Guinness. It's been a good homeboys. If not a bit chaotic.
You means you got an hour foot with us. An hour.
An hour of this chaos. The highlight being Johnny Mackay's near kidnapping.
I'm alright now, I'm fucking up.
He is not joined tonight.
Tell you what though, see if he walked in the toilets now, there's two lads would be there, he'd come out with a fucking hanger on his face.
He's definitely sucked since he's taller last time I seen him.
Alright, so folks, that's done. Homeboys mobile, Homeboys on tour, on the road.
Everybody say
special.
goodbye, Lisa.
Jason's just been fucking
Bye,
lovely.
Peter.
Ciao.
Johnny.
Ciao, Gala.
Mick. Connor.
Slum.
Chucky, Allah.
Chucky,
Hey
Allah.
folks, Jason's in the bar, where he should be.
Never.
It's my round.
What's your good and bad?
Fucking stopped.
Oh, fucking bad's getting.
In a dimly lit room by the smouldering fire sat an old man so lonely, so sad and so tired. Once he struggled for freedom, now he struggles to live with his few small possessions and his past to relive. There's a faded old picture on the wall all alone, a dusty old picture, the pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock with these words underneath: Ireland unfree shall never be at peace. And his thoughts wander back to the days of his prime. Oh, it seems now there's nothing goes faster than time. To his comrades of old, and he remembers the day when he marched behind Pearse and the bold IRA. There's a faded old picture on the wall all alone, a dusty old picture, the pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock, with these words underneath: Ireland unfree shall never be at peace. And it's true Easter week, and his thoughts wander back. Oh, those leaders of men sure no courage did lack. But now he's just left with his memories of old, for his name nor his story will never be told. There's a faded old picture on the wall all alone, a dusty old picture, the pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock, with these words underneath: Ireland unfree shall never be at peace. He gazed at that picture and he gave a sad smile, for each wrinkle and a line told the struggle of time. Then he gazed once again and his eyes filled with tears, for the man in that picture was his friend Padraig Pearse. There's a faded old picture on the wall all alone, a dusty old picture, the pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock, with these words underneath: Ireland unfree shall never be at peace.